Okay, hi my 8th graders. I'm wearing my Fargo hat in honor of our early dismissal, snow day. Technically counts for a state required full day. We don't have to make anything up when it comes to May and June, so this is great news. That, and I think Beowulf would also appreciate my hat because I know he has a similar one. Okay, alright, so with the fun out of the way, I know the 8th hour you guys didn't get the benefit of reviewing in class, so hopefully I got lots of 8th hours watching this. Okay, let's go with what's building up. Well, it's going to go chronological like usual. Things that are building up, militarism. Countries were gaining large, significant militaries, intimidating their neighbors. Nationalism, intense pride in your own country. Imperialism, specifically Germany was jealous of its neighbors in Europe. Why doesn't it have the same amount of colonies? Why doesn't it have the same stature or position within, its neighbors as well? And then you got alliances. Countries were negotiating together secretively. Should something happen or should things escalate, who sides with who's got your back, we talked about in class. Leads up to the assassination. The assassin, the shooter, starts with an S, was from Serbia, starts with an S. Assassinated the future leader of Austria-Hungary. Assassinated, starts with an A. Austria-Hungary starts with an A. Okay, as soon as you have the assassination, boom, everybody picks a side. We've talked about that in class, where you're a greaser or you're a Soc. You're not a greaser or a Soc, then you're neutral. There's a fight, you're rooting for one side or the other, there's a competition, you need to pick your alliance. So the U.S. stays out of this as long as we can. So the battlefield we did in class comes down to, and this is very important that you have, on the western front, the western side is France. On the eastern side is Germany. You flip them, your map makes no sense. The middle part is no man's land. Okay, you have the trench system we've talked about, deep ditch for protection. Trenches run up to the North Sea or English Channel. They run down to Switzerland, who is neutral. New technology that they're utilizing. We've talked about airplanes, U-boats, poison gas, machine guns. I didn't remember what else. Those are the biggies. U.S. stays out of it. We're pushed with the sinking of the Lusitania by Germany. We have the Zimmerman telegram sent to Mexico, again by Germany. And the third final push is the sinking of U.S. trade ships, who are quote-unquote neutral, by Germany, and that gets us in. So we go to the Allied side. So Allied versus the Central, and then you have the outsiders, the neutrals that aren't in. So U.S. comes in. During this, Wilson tries to already introduce his ideas for peace. The 14 points are what they are called. Let's go with 14 points. It'll be word banking again, so you don't have to come up with these on your own. But the 14 points are: reduce your militaries, free trade, free seas, free travel on the seas, no secret alliances, boundary changing. Can't remember. League of Nations is a big one. The negotiating table takes that, his offerings, and they tweak, manipulate, play with it, and bring it down into basically 4 pretty significant punishments onto Germany. Pay reparations or pay for the damages, reduce your military, lose land, and then accept full blame. The negotiating table, that was on there. When you had your quiz this week, it's going to come back around again. On the Allied side would be U.S., Great Britain, France, Italy. Across the table, sitting by themselves, abandoned, is Germany. Wilson pushes for his 14 points, which is a little more generous. It gets put into basically those 4 punishments called the Treaty of Versailles. He brings it home. Senate isn't okay with it. Remember the ruby slippers? There's no place like home, and we want isolation. Wilson pushes for it. Senate does not ratify it. Wilson being Democrat, Senate being Republican. Let's talk home front. That's the sequence of the war, but the home front itself, throughout all of this, we've talked about propaganda and messages portrayed to the citizens to motivate, to manipulate, to convince. And so you have like rationing or conserving materials. You have buy war bonds, which is the method that we funded the war. You've got sew socks, you've got collect metal, you've got victory gardens, a whole variety of business. Women are taking the factory jobs in combination with African Americans. Some served and some stayed back. African Americans moving is called the Great Migration. The North is violent, not at the same level or intensity as the South, but you do have racial violence still in the northern cities, which would be Chicago, St. Louis, New York, that type of thing. What else we got? Mexican Americans taking more of the agricultural jobs, and children doing more of the volunteer type stuff. I'm trying to think what else. I don't even know. Propaganda's a big word. Rationing's a big word. And then militarism, nationalism, imperialism, and alliances. 14 points. What else? 14 points for punishments and the negotiating table. So I hope you guys are having a safe afternoon. I got a couple of quick comments. One goes to my study hall, especially Tony. Tony, my Ugg boots showed up today. I so did not get ripped off on my Ugg boots. Okay? And then my other comment goes to Brody, 8th Hour Brody. I'm going to spend my afternoon watching a Michael Moore video. I'm sorry if that upsets you. But guys, it has to do with our healthcare system, so it is totally related to what we've been talking about in current events. Don't know what else to tell you other than take a little bit of time to please study and review this and watch it a couple of times, and I will see you tomorrow because we most definitely will have school. All right, have fun. Bye.